Hi folks, welcome back to the Horde. So today is gonna be brake job day. I'm gonna attempt to do one side of the Honda 400EX in one shot, one filming. So I've kind of prepared everything in advance, and we're gonna see how well old Harvey could do it. I mean, I even set up a light and I got a little tripod on this camera, and we're going to give it a shot. Just one thing quick. You know, I watch a lot of channels out there, and a lot of people are doing a lot of really good things. But one of my buddies, Roger O'Connor, and go check his channel out. He's doing a few things at once, which is really pretty cool. He's working on a Cushman. He basically took the bottom out of a Cushman, and what he put back into it is I think it's a 250 or 300cc all-terrain vehicle. But he put the all-terrain vehicle steering underneath it, so he's got front suspension, drum brakes up front, and then in the back he went through the trouble of putting the all-terrain vehicle axle and so forth. So really good job. So go check out my buddy. He also took a mini bike frame and he put a tractor rear end into it to turn it into a three-wheeler. And he put a tractor seat on it. Really cool. I've been looking at this frame for a while, trying to figure out what I'm going to do with it, and I'm probably going to copy him. Really cool stuff. I mean, I got the rear end standing right there, standing up right there, and I've been trying to figure out all this stuff, but after seeing what he did, I thought that was really cool. So if somebody does something really cool on YouTube, don't be beyond copying it. So go check out Roger O'Connor, and for those of you who want to see the 400EX brake change for the front, please continue watching. A few things first. First of all, here's the calipers that are on it, and they're sticky. And the reason why they're sticky is this one's damaged. Somebody ran into something and damaged it. And I'm just not getting any movement, right? It's not floating anymore. It's basically locked up against one side, so it's pressing on it all the time. What I did is I picked up a pair of calipers, and they're right here. And I like to show you guys what things cost and all, so that you have an idea. And perhaps for folks overseas, they'll see some of this stuff and they'll go, wow, you guys get it cheaper. Oh my God, you guys are spending a fortune. So a pair of calipers for this 400EX were $54. And one of you guys asked about eBay cash or eBay bucks. I got 54 cents in eBay bucks, approximately 1%. And then I use PayPal to pay for a bunch of this junk. So I get some money back with PayPal too, probably around 1% there also. So 2%, it's not a lot of money, but I spend a couple $100 a month on eBay, so I don't know, $4 or $5 a month. You know, once again, ain't nobody getting rich here, but I'll take what I can take. So that's where they are. And then this stuff here, don't get confused with the date night stuff, or don't confuse this with the date night stuff. Your date might not like it. So this is what I'm using on, I'm going to use the word external surfaces down in there and so forth. These slides here. And then then I use the Permatex anti-seize, and I've taken to putting that on, like, see this guy here, that's where the brake line's eventually going to screw in, and the bleeder, I put some in the bleeder. And I took to applying all this stuff, whether it's this super lube, I took to using Q-tips because I have a tendency to have a heavy hand when it comes to putting that stuff on, and you really don't want to grease up your brake shoes. I already I did this one first, and then I realized, oh wait a minute, I'm working on this side, so I have to do the other one first. So there you are. So that's most of the preliminary stuff. Just quickly, this bike was a $900 Craigslist deal, and I put an air filter, changed the oil, changed the filter, did leak back tests on it. The engine seems sound. I got it running and all, and the last thing I really need to do is this brake work. I'm pretty sure as you're doing a step-by-step, you guys could figure out how to get the front wheel off. By the way, for this bike, the front wheels were really tight on these, so I drilled out the stud holes just a tiny little bit bigger, and now they're still tight, but I'm able to get it on and off. Before, it was difficult to get on and off, so just to mention that. Anyway, I'm pretty sure you guys could get the wheels off without too much trouble, and now for the rest of it, have some patience as I set my camera down, hopefully in such an angle that you guys can watch me work. And right, I'm going to be working right here, and you guys can see that. And let's back you up. So hopefully you guys can see everything I'm up to. So what holds the caliper on are these two bolts here, this one and this one down here, and they are size 12. Yep. So you just spin them right out. Not hard to do. Obviously I pre-loosened a bunch of this stuff because the last thing I want to be doing is fighting with it. I also, you guys can see the brake line here. I took it out of the holder, and if you follow my hand up and around, there's a screw up there that hangs onto it. And I also cracked this loose here. Right, I just cracked it loose. I haven't taken it off yet. So the first thing you got to do, as a matter of fact, I loosened it and now it's leaking. So let's, I want it cracked, but I don't want it tripping. So let's get these all the way out. Right, one, and you know, nice little bucket to keep these things in so you don't lose them. A lot of people wear gloves when they work, and I really should. It's a habit one should get into. Makes life a lot easier, or especially on cleanup. A lot of people also have these things up on tables. That's a lot easier on your body. So anyway, it's loose. You guys can see it dripping. And what I have to do is, you see this bolt, and there's a couple of washers right there. So I need to get that out, and I'm going to try to swap this in really nice and quick. Try not to drip too much fluid all over the place. So there it is. Right. And here's the other loose washer. Now they used copper washers on this. They kind of gave me plastic ones with the kit. So let's see. This has to go like that. Okay. So, washer down first, then that. And the bolt. You want to keep the brake shoe, the brake fluid off your brake shoes, obviously. Never a good idea to grease up your brake shoes with anything. Okay, and there we are. Keep a rag handy. Once again, the cleaner your hands are, the better, because you really don't want to be greasing up anything. Now is when I find out that they actually sent me the wrong stuff, and I have to get them to take it back, but it's all greased up. I'm not liking the way that brake line feels down there at all. Seems to be pressing really hard on this. Probably what I should do is turn this thing over, so be spilling out a little more brake line, a little more brake fluid. Okay, so it wants to be more like that. We are all nice, and now she goes right in much easier. Okay. And now one just has to tighten this up. I did not use any anti-seize or anything on these bolts. And by the way, the calipers came with brake shoes on it. So I didn't recycle the old brake shoes. I just used the new ones they gave me. Make sure this is nice and tight. Good. So now it's just a matter of, if you can see this here, I just got to slide that back into the holder, put the upper bolt on, and probably I'm going to do a separate video when it comes to bleeding them. Typically, I mean, this is the bleeder here, 8mm, and I run a hose off and down into a cup such that the hose is immersed into a little bit of brake fluid. That way when you squeeze the brakes to bleed it out, sometimes if you let the brakes go quickly, the good thing is it pulls fluid into, you know, where the piston pushes to make the brakes actuate. It does that better But also, if things aren't quick enough, you can pull some air back in, and then it's hard to bleed them. I only lost really very little brake fluid, so I'm going to be able to test my brakes now and make sure I'm not leaking down here at the connector or up here at the bleeder. So I'm going to give them a quick squeeze. Okay, I don't feel anything leaking. I just kind of feathered them a little bit because there is air, and I know I do have to bleed it out, but I just want to make sure that it's not leaking all over the place. And when I did feather it, I guess I can show you guys. See how the shoes, I'm not seeing it, but hopefully you guys, oh, there you go. See how the shoes are now clamped in tight? So I just wanted to make sure they would do that, and they did. So it's kind of like washing your hair. Soap or shampoo, massage your scalp, rinse out, and repeat. So that's basically what I have to do to the other side. And then what I'll do is I'll do the bleeding in a separate video. I'm going to do one side, then the other, to get that all set up. It's probably not a bad idea to run quite a bit of fluid through the brake system. I have some synthetic brake fluid. I don't know what is it, DOT 4 downstairs. That I'm going to run through. Might as well clean it up, right? That way everything stays nice. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was kind of part 2. There'll be a part 3 when I actually have to bleed the brakes, so you guys can come and visit me for that also. Anyway, folks, I hope this worked. Let me know what you all think. I want to thank you all for watching and commenting and subscribing. Remember to keep your feet down, keep your heads up, and please get out there and enjoy all your days. Also go visit Roger. He's doing good things. Tell him Harvey sent you. Take care now, folks.